I'd like to start off by saying I found this video super interesting. I loved it. No part of it to me was dry or dull, and I just thought it was really well put together. And the two key concepts I decided to use was role and social structure. Role is defined as the expected behavior of an individual who occupies a certain status, and then social structure is the consistency of social behavior in a pattern. We learned these concepts. The first time we learned role was in chapter 4, so just recently, and then we learned social structure in the very beginning in chapter 1. In the video, I saw role being discussed when Jackson Katz went and he interviewed those young men, and he basically asked them the question, what makes a man a man? And most of them said a man is strong, independent, and in control. This is the behavior that they thought was expected of a man. Knowing that a man has to be tough to be considered a man, we can tie that into social structure. The video mentioned that 85% of murder is committed by a man, 90% of assault is committed by a man, and 99.8% of rape is committed by a man. With these statistics, the pattern of social behavior for males is violence, and which in turn makes a man tough, is what was put out to me. With this evidence, I think we could see something I concluded was that these examples are anecdotal. The speaker is very knowledgeable about what he's talking about. He mentions that he's been an expert in this for years. And when we look at the definition of empirical from our textbook, empirical evidence is information we can verify with our senses. And I just did not see any evidence that was verifiable with the senses. It wasn't clear to me. So I thought this was just more anecdotal than empirical. Looking back at the video and seeing where we are today, I think with violence, nothing much has changed. It's just nowadays, when today I went on social media and I think I saw at least 3 warnings put out by different women about them forcefully trying to be put into a man's car by a group of men or just one individual man. And thankfully not all men are like this, but it's still going on and it's still a problem, and it's just it's violence, and it's very sad to see and very scary. And I just wish that was something that would have improved since this video had been made. Something that I think has improved since the video was made is I think men are more willing to talk about how they feel nowadays than when they used to. I think at least all the men that have been brought into my life, I've always been able to communicate with them with any problems they're having, and I just think that's a major change that we're seeing. We're still not there, but I think it's better than nothing, and I'm glad that's a change that we're seeing.